Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you why you should put bay leaves in your pantry. Now, the first reason is to keep your spices fresh and flavorful. As you can see here, these are whole allspice berries. And if you want to learn more about allspice, I have an entire video available for you where I go into great detail about this wonderful spice. But for now, I just want you to know that these are whole allspice berries, and they're not ground yet. They're whole. It's best to store them whole until you're ready to use them. So I'm going to take some of these allspice berries and place them in this little container here in my spice rack. And so what we're going to do is tuck in a bay leaf right here next to those allspice berries. And it's the same with any other whole spice that you have in your collection. You can do this with peppercorns, nutmeg, cloves. Now, why would you want to put a bay leaf in there? Well, bay leaves are very fragrant. They have a wonderful aroma. And they also absorb moisture and odors from other foods in your pantry. So when you open up your pantry and you see this beautiful bay leaf, it brings you joy. And also, it's going to help absorb any moisture or odors from things like your allspice berries. Just like how we use bay leaves in cooking, we can use bay leaves in our pantry. So here's another example. This time we're looking at some peppercorns. These are whole black peppercorns. And as you can see, they're starting to turn red around the edges, which means that they're really fresh and they're very high quality. Now, when you're storing whole peppercorns, it's really important to keep them in a cool, dark place. You don't want to expose them to too much light or else they'll start to go bad. And bay leaves can also help absorb any extra moisture in the air. You always want to make sure that your spices are stored in a cool, dry place. So tuck in a bay leaf here with your peppercorns. And again, the bay leaf is going to help absorb any moisture or odors from the peppercorns. The same thing can be said for nutmeg and cloves. Whenever you have whole spices, you want to store them whole until you're ready to use them. And a bay leaf is a wonderful addition to your spice rack. It adds a nice fragrance and it also helps absorb moisture and odors from other spices. The second reason you want to put bay leaves in your pantry is to repel insects. As you can see here, we have a bay leaf right here, and we have some dried beans. And so what happens is sometimes when you have dried beans, especially if they're not stored properly, they can attract little critters like weevils. Weevils are small beetles that can infest dried goods such as beans, flour, and rice. They can cause food spoilage, and they can be a nuisance to deal with. But if you have bay leaves around your beans, they're going to repel the weevils because bay leaves have a strong odor that we humans enjoy, but it's very offensive to insects like weevils. The same can be said for other types of pantry pests, such as sawtooth grain beetles, flat rice moths, and the Indian meal moth. Bay leaves are very effective at repelling these pests because of their strong odor. Here's another little tip that I want to share with you. If you already have an infestation of weevils or other pantry pests, you can actually crush up some bay leaves and sprinkle them around your infested areas. So for example, you can do this around your rice or your flour or your dried beans. And this is going to help repel the insects and prevent them from infesting other areas of your pantry. The scientific name for bay laurel is Laurus nobilis, and it's native to the Mediterranean region. Bay leaves have been used for centuries for their flavoring properties in cooking. They're commonly used in soups, stews, and sauces, and they're often used to add flavor to seafood dishes. Bay leaves are also used in traditional medicine for their anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. The third reason you want to put bay leaves in your pantry is to keep your food fresh longer. As you can see here, we have some rice and we have a bay leaf right here. Now, rice has a tendency to go bad if it's not stored properly. It can become infested with pantry pests, or it can absorb moisture from the air and go bad. But if you have a bay leaf in your rice container, it's going to help keep the rice fresh longer because of the bay leaf's natural preservative properties. This is because bay leaves contain compounds that can inhibit the growth of bacteria and fungi, which are the main causes of food spoilage. In addition to keeping food fresh longer, bay leaves can also help keep food dry and prevent it from becoming stale or hard. This is because bay leaves can absorb moisture from the air and help regulate the humidity levels inside your pantry. By putting a bay leaf in your rice container, you're going to ensure that the rice stays fresh and flavorful for a longer period of time. I wanted to give you 3 really good reasons why you should put bay leaves in your pantry. But before we finish this video, I wanted to give you one more bonus tip, and that is to make your own DIY bay leaf spray for your pantry. And you can do this by simply boiling some bay leaves in water and then spraying the solution around your pantry. This is going to help repel insects and keep your pantry smelling fresh and delicious. Let me show you how this works. Grab yourself a small saucepan. Add 2 cups of water and add 3 to 4 bay leaves. Bring the mixture to a boil and then reduce heat to low and simmer for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, remove the pan from heat and let it cool down. Once the solution has cooled, you can transfer it to a spray bottle. Now you're ready to spray your pantry. Make sure that you spray around the areas where you store your food, and you want to do this once a week. And here's a little secret. This bay leaf spray can also be used around your house to repel insects. For example, you can spray it around windows and doorways to prevent insects from entering your home. You can also spray it on plants to repel pests like mealybugs and aphids. So grab yourself some bay leaves, make this easy DIY bay leaf spray, and get rid of those pesky insects once and for all. Before we wrap up this video, I wanted to give you a word of caution. If you plan on using bay leaves in your cooking, you never want to eat the bay leaves themselves. You always want to remove the bay leaves before serving your dish. Eating bay leaves can cause some digestive discomfort, and they're not very enjoyable to chew on. So just make sure that you remove the bay leaves before serving. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to receive notifications when I post new videos. I wish you all the best in your home and garden. See you next time.